Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and as I have alluded to on some of the videos that we've just produced quite recently, I am going to kind of explain why we had to depart Thailand. And it was kind of a fairly rushed thing. Now obviously those who have been here before are probably just assuming, well, it's a visa run. Well, yes, it is a visa run, but for the wrong reasons. So what in fact happened back in September is I went to see an agent to arrange a longer term visa. That was my plan for a longer term stay. I paid her a substantial amount of money to sort that out in September. At the point of paying, obviously you hand over your passport and then they start sorting all the stuff out, however they do it. That's kind of their skill. That's why you pay the money, right? So took the passport. September finished, October now finished, and now my existing 60-day visa, which I was on, was now running close to the end. And I sort of said, look, what's happening with the visa? Oh, don't worry, don't worry. All I hear is, first of all, it's been sent to Bangkok. And I'm thinking, well, why would it go to Bangkok when we're actually in Pattaya and there's an immigration here? So that was the first story. And then there was another story, which I can't remember the details. Everything just didn't make sense. Then I hit overstay. So my existing visa stopped. So I was now on overstay. So I contacted her. I said, look, I'm now on overstay by 1 day at this point. Oh, don't worry. It's all in hand. Because immigration have your passport, it won't be an issue. Anyway, long story short, we went to 10 days overstay. At which point she finally admitted that, in fact, they'd forgotten to submit my passport to immigration and it was found in a drawer. Great, right? Fantastic. So now I have to rush off to immigration with them. I had to pay 5,000 baht overstay, but they paid it because it's their fault. Nothing to do with me, right? Then we got a slight extension on the visa, and the advice was to go out the country and come back through, and then you get a reset of the 60-day, and then they would process the visa as would be expected. So they then said, okay, well, we have to pay for that. So I looked around, and the reason we ended up in Phuket was because it was the cheapest. I was trying to save them money. Bearing in mind, I wasn't having to pay for this. It was their expense. I was going to pay for Snowside, so half of it I would pay for, half would be them. So we got this deal, flight and hotel, which you'll be seeing, or have seen, or will be seeing in future content. Sorry if I'm sweating, I'm a bit warm. So we got this deal. We then fly over, and again, you'll see in some of the other content, that was another dog's breakfast, but not because of the agent, but because of using lastminute.com, which I strongly recommend you stay away from, because there's another extended story on that as well. But so we flew out. Then we get a call in, oh, we need a little bit of extra money for when you're coming back in. I said, well, you're asking for more money on top of what we've already spent. Oh yeah, can you just send this money through? This is for when we're booking, right? The hotels and airfares. I said, right, here's the price. Can you give us the money? Oh, can you pay for it? You pay for it, we'll pay you back. Now, as you can imagine, my trust levels in this particular agent are at an all-time low. But I had no choice. We had to get out. So I paid for the tickets. I then had to push and push and push, and I got the money, eventually got that money paid back. Then while we're away, they contacted us, they want more money for when we're coming back in. I think, what more money for what? We're just going to go through immigration. Oh no, we had to pay more money. So anyway, we ended up giving them another 2,000 baht, very, very begrudgingly, which was promised to be returned. By the way, I'm recording this on Friday. It was promised to be returned last Monday. We still haven't seen the money. Still haven't seen it. There's an excuse every single day. Oh, it's not my fault. It's someone else's fault. It's their fault. It's, just my advice, guys. I wish I could name them. But because the defamation laws in this country, I'd have a lot of problem. But I think the point of the story, the moral of this story is just to be very, very careful which agent you use. Now, the reason I used the agent I used is because a few years ago, she sorted out a visa for me, and that was fine. There was no problem. So I had no reason to doubt that this would be any different. So, yeah, an absolute stinker. I mean, we're going today, in an hour's time, to have another discussion. And yesterday I said to her, look, just give me my money back and I will go to another agent, because this is ridiculous. You promise one thing, you're changing your mind. So today's going to be a face-to-face. At the moment, I'm okay. I'm on a 60-day visa, so I've got until January to sort this out. So I'm in good time. But what I've learned from this whole experience is act now. Don't wait till near the end, which is exactly why we're going in today. Now, I don't know what the outcome's going to be. I'll update you guys as and when I find out. We might do a little additional small short vlog. This is only a short talk to camera, and I'll tell you kind of how it panned out. But my levels of expectation are exceedingly low. My biggest concern, obviously, is getting my money back. You know, instead of sort of sorting the problem out, she's asked for more money, which stupidly we gave her. And that hasn't been paid, but that's only 2,000. And we're talking multiples of tens of thousands here that I've paid her. So my chances of getting my money back are looking pretty slim. And I hope it doesn't come to the fact that I will go to the police, because I will. I have documentation, I have receipts. It's a company. It's not just someone off the street. This is a company. I don't want it to be like that. And I said to her yesterday, look, just give me my money back. Let's not become enemies about this. Just give me my money back. And she's telling, oh, just be easy. I'll sort it out. I just don't believe she will. So yeah, I'm in a nice little spot. I mean, it's not like it's urgent, has to be done this week, but you know, I've got a lot of money. If I had an excess of money, and this is a big reason about the channel, is we're trying to make this a living, and so I don't have excesses of money. Again, that's another conversation which we will have. So yeah, if I had money to throw away, I'd just write it off and go somewhere else. But I can't. I'm really stuck here. And yeah, it's extremely frustrating. So, you know, the happy land of smiles and all that sort of stuff, which it is. It's a great place to live. But when you're living under this level of stress, yeah, it's pretty frustrating. So what we have to try and do is put that to one side and just continue to make content, continue to push the channel, because we can't let that interfere with our long-term goal. But I did say to you guys, you may have already seen it, or it might be, I don't know when we're going to put this particular video up, before or in between or whenever. I did say I'll give you an explanation as to why we were unexpectedly leaving Thailand after our trip to Bangkok. So yeah, that's the story so far. As I say, if I get an outcome, maybe we'll have a 5-minute chat and tell you what happened. So big advice, careful who you choose, careful who you trust. And I don't have any advice how you can get around that. Maybe, you know, this particular agent came to me through a friend who was not a friend anymore, as it turns out, but maybe that's a story in itself. So, do you trust people? I don't know. I'm not, my levels of trust in people have dropped considerably over the years. But I don't want to become that absolute cynic, which I feel like I'm becoming, you know, question everything, but do question it. This is your money. This is what you work for. This is what you're here with, and it's all you've got, right? So, yeah, I guess recommendations from people you actually trust, which I did. And the time I was referred to her from that ex-friend, she did come through. So, yeah, his referral was sound. Anyway, so that's our story. We'll tell you more as it develops. Guys, have a fantastic day. Also, thanks a lot for all the subscriptions, shares and likes and comments and so forth. Please continue. We really appreciate you. Thank you, guys. Have a great one.